Hi, I'm Dave Brown and you join me today on the Shropshire Union Canal at the Norbury Wharf. This wharf is not usually used in matches and don't know where it's going to go, but it's a red hot day. It's possibly a record red hot day for the year. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to catch some bream, skimmers, roach, perch, anything that swims really. I'm only going to be fishing worms and casters and fish 4 lines, 2 down the middle and 2 over, and we'll see how it goes. So I've chose 4 lines to fish, 2 worm lines where I'm going to feed worms and throw casters over the top, and then 2 lines over, that's down the track, and then over I'm fishing caster line over in between the boats over there because it's not going to get disturbed by boats because we might have a bit of boat traffic today, and then I'm putting a worm line on the end of that boat there with some casters again, and I'm going to loose feed casters over that line as well. I'm hoping to just fish worms and casters today and hopefully catch some skimmers, some bream, some perch and roach. The rigs I'm using are, so for down the track I'm using a 1/2 gram power and a size 16 N30, natural N30, and then I've bulked the rig there about 18 inches from the hook. I've got a bulk and then just 1 dropper, and I've fished that about 1.5 inches over depth. And I've got a caster line to run over the top of it, which is a F1 fine, and that is a 4x14 with a strung gate shotting pattern and a size 18 natural N10. And I hope to catch on single caster, single maggot, or maybe double of both. Depends on how good the fishing is. And over, I'm using one of the old Inter carbon floats, and that is a 4x14. That's for the worm over there, and it's very similar setup to the power, which has got a bulk, single dropper, and a natural N30 size 16. Both of those have got house 16 hook lengths, just in case I hook something proper. Both of my worm rigs, I've got house 16 hook lengths, because I don't believe you need to go too light with a hook length when you're putting, I don't know, 1.5 inch segment of worm on the hook. They're not looking at that hook length. They don't see that hook length. It never really, I don't believe it costs me any fish, but it means if I hook something proper, I'm getting it out, simple as that. So for hook lengths on both of the caster rigs, I've gone for the pre-tied hook lengths, which is the natural N10s, size 18s, and they're tied to 09, and they're pretty good. Not had any problems with them, and they've caught me plenty of fish. And on that I'll be fishing single casters and perhaps single maggots, double caster, double maggot. We'll see how it goes, see how good the fishing is. Right, so we've just had a great big boat, a big British Waterways boat, turn around, came down here along the middle line, turned around in the bay and he's gone back. I've just had a bream down the middle, well, big skimmer down the middle on the worm. So I'm just going to have a look where I've been loose feeding casters long. I've been feeding at 14.5 metres, but there's a few fish blowing past the feed, so I'm just going to drop in past it and see if there's anything over there on a single caster. See if we can get a bite. You get a little bit of overspray going over there anyway. So there will be feed going that far. plus skimmers tend to sit off the back of feed a lot of the times anyway. Just see what happens, see if we get a bite. Oh, straight away, look. Using single 6 slip elastic through a top 2. I've got a puller kit on there as well, just in case I hook something proper. Looks like a skimmer. Beautiful. There we go. Sitting off the back of the feed. Nice skimmer. Let's get that line from round him. Beautiful. So we've had a brilliant spell on the worm and caster over towards the boat. 2 lines. Put loads of fish in the net. And I've just dropped, we've had a lot of boat traffic. So the track hasn't been real productive just because of the volume of traffic, I think, and it just washes everything you feed away. But we had a little quiet spell, about 15-20 minute quiet spell, so I thought drop some worm in quickly and have a quick look. I've gone in and had a 3-pound broom straight away. Since that I've had a boat go over it but just before the boat went over it I had a roach. Dropped in straight after the boat and I've just had that perch. I'll see if I can catch me another bream there. Well, I'll give them lines over there a rest. That line there hasn't been very productive at all. Not had an indication there, just feeding casters. But this line where I've put the worm, there's been the odd fish there, including that big boy. Just see what happens, see if I can get another one. There's another boat on its way now. Might drop some more worm in after he's gone through. And then go and have another look over there. It's been excellent fishing, really has been good. Caught fish everywhere other than there. Caught loads of fish on a single caster up towards the boat. There, oh, he's shifting. He's moving a bit. My worm's come off anyway. The bird box. I'll drop it back in after him and have a look, see if there's anything there. Stirred it up a bit, but it's not that deep either. It's only like 4.5 feet deep. I did think it would be a bit deeper here. But don't put these pegs in matches either because it would just be unfair. There's that many fish here. Roach, bream, skimmers, hybrids, pommies, perch. I've caught everything. Just fishing a piece of worm, about half a worm. Not a very big worm, but just half of that. And just keep feeding the other lines. I know they'll be great once we've had a rest. Don't get a bite, I just pick it up and put it back down. Sometimes, if I know there's perch about and not a lot else, I'll just jig the rig about. But we've not caught many perch on the worm today. It's mostly been skimmers and that one bream. I've had roach on it as well. Interestingly, the roach has been after a jig. That's gone. 2, 3. There we go. There's a fish. Double 6 elastic again. Nice skimmer. Beautiful. Come on, sit still. There you go, look. Perfect in the middle of the top lip. Worm's untouched, so I'm going to put it straight back in. Still no boats coming. A few casters over the top. Oh, it's gone again, look. How long I leave it after it's gone under? Try and make sure that hook's in the knife proper. Fantastic fishing this is. Proper red letter day. See why they don't use this place in matches. Wouldn't stand a chance anywhere else. It's great for a pleasure session. I was here on a match Saturday. Good friend of mine's a memorial match. And I drew down the other end of the match in Grub Street. And I really struggled. I worked really hard. Had about 100 fish for £2.5. Beat that in about 4 minutes here. Right there in the hole. That's on single six, that one. I don't believe this. That's an F1. It's an F1 carp. I don't believe that. Really? Ooh, that's a slab. Yes! First bite on the line where I've just fed casters. And that's over £3, that is. That is a beautiful fish, look at that. We've just had a quick look back over on the far bank, on the 2 lines over. And although there's still fish there, it's not as productive. Maybe it's down to the sun coming out now. It's got really nice now. That's why we picked it, because it's nice and shaded under the tree. Got a few fish on the worm line there. Put a single caster on after a few bites on the worm and caught some more. A few roach, perch and an F1. Can't believe that. And I've just thought I'd drop it on my line where I've just fed caster. It's run down, run down, run down. And as it's got just to the end of my shadow, so it's probably run about 6 feet, and then it's gone under, and I've had a £3.5 bream. See if we can do it again. Be nice. Keep him feeding those lines over there. Like I say, if I can keep them coming on these short lines. Bloke on a nice Harley over there. Never realised how busy this place gets in the week. It's getting a bit windy now. I'm struggling to get my casters over there a bit. Well, there's a fish fish on there, a little roach. Just a little roach. Bit of a come down from the £3.5 bream. But never mind. Right, I'm going to have a look on the worm line again. Where is it? That worm's all right. Let's have a look. Oh, it's gone. Nah, it's only a little fish. Just a little one. Roach. Oh, it's a bite. Got a fresh worm on there. That one there. Snip him in half. I'm hooking him through where I've just broke him. It's probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches long, that piece. Catch another bream. It's interesting that the biggest fish I've had have been in the area of the canal which have had the most traffic. I mean, it's been nice and quiet over by the boats, no interference off any of the boat traffic at all, and yet the big fish are in the middle. It's only a bit deeper. I wouldn't say it's much deeper, but that's where they want to be. I'll try the caster over it again. It's lost its effectiveness at the minute, the worm. Let's try a caster. Try a caster. It was a shame. Thought we'd have had one there. Single caster. And we'll let that run with the flow after it's settled. Looks like we're going to have to go back over. There's a boat coming. The boat's not prolific here now anyway. So I might chop some more worms up, feed it again and go back on the far lines. I've left it long enough now, so that should be ready to go again. I'll go and have a look on the far line. There we go. Which one's that? So that's set up for there. Let's try the right hand side. Come on then. That went straight down the hole. Lovely. Nice skimmer again. Lost count of how many I've had today. It's got a bit hard in there, but like I said, I reckon it's down to the bright sun. Plus we've caught a load of them. Right, just keep moving around the lines. You get a few bites here or there. I don't know whether that's a dog diving in the canal down there or something. Oh, it is, it's a dog diving in the canal. Spooked all the ducks down here, look. They'll all be wanting casters now. He's proper goofy down there, isn't it? Right, so I think we'll call it a day on this one. We've had a fantastic day's fishing. We've caught on every line we've fished, all 4 lines. We've not caught so many on the left-hand line, left-hand casting line down the track, but we've had our biggest fish there. This track line's been really good. I mean, they're fizzing there now. And then we've caught a few on worms, on the 2 worm lines I've fed. And we had a real good run on that caster line over there early on. Now this boat traffic's died down, the track line's come into its own, catching lovely fish like that, up to £3 even. So it's been a fantastic pleasure session on a really, really good peg. Wish I could draw it in a match. It'll never happen. Right, so I hope you've enjoyed watching that. Mostly on the single caster, size 18 N10 and a 4x14 F1 fine. Great day's fishing. Wow. Wow. What's he doing? Wow.
What's going on, Bertie?
I don't know. It's here now. It's not a bream, I don't think, you know. I think it's a big perch.
Did shoot off right.
Yeah. It's a carp!
You. No way. No way. That's not now.
You'll
No.
see. You'll see. It's a common carp, I think, or it could be an F1. I think it's a carp though. It's a carp. Look, a common carp. Oh shit. Beautiful common carp.